Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to read aloud the article from the center from your current event report. Remember, you can follow along with this article if you open up your current event report 514, scroll down to the research section, and click on this articles from the center, the very first link. Remember, as we read, we're going to aim to take at least 3 bullet points worth of notes, and those notes should focus on supporting reasons for Brandy Levy and supporting reasons for the Mahoney Area School District. All right, so here we go, starting with the very, very top. U.S. Supreme Court grapples with cheerleaders' free speech case. U.S. Supreme Court justices on Wednesday appeared ready to rule in favor of a former Pennsylvania high school cheerleader who was disciplined over a foul-mouthed social media post, but cautiously approached the broader question of whether public schools can punish students for what they say off campus. The 9 justices heard nearly 2 hours of arguments in an appeal by the Mahoney Area School District of a lower court ruling in favor of Brandy Levy that found that the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment guarantee of free speech bars public school officials from regulating off-campus speech. The case could impact the free speech rights of America's 50 million public school students. Okay, so far they really haven't said any supporting reasons either way. They're just kind of presenting what has happened so far and how this case got to the Supreme Court. The court pondered the competing issues of students having freedom of expression, especially political or religious views, and schools having the ability to prevent disruptions in the internet and social media era. Its ruling, expected by the end of June, could clarify the limits of an important 1969 Supreme Court precedent that let public schools punish student speech when it would substantially disrupt a school community. Many schools and educators supported by President Joe Biden's administration have argued, so that word argued is like your little red flag word, saying that they're going to present a perspective, and we'll see if that perspective supports Brandy Levy's case or the Mahoney Area School District. Have argued that ending their authority over students at the schoolhouse gates could make it harder to curb bullying, racism, cheating, and invasions of privacy, all occurring online. Okay, or all frequently occurring online. So we can go ahead and add that to our research notes. Some schools and educators argue that ending their authority over students at the schoolhouse gates could make it harder to curb bullying, racism, cheating, invasions of privacy, all that stuff, which frequently occurs online nowadays. The American Civil Liberties Union, representing Levy, has argued, another red flag word, because they say they're representing Levy, I'm going to guess that their argument is going to support her. That students need protection from censorship and monitoring of their beliefs. So we could definitely add that in our research notes. That is an argument in support of Brandy Levy. ACLU argue that students need protection from censorship and monitoring of their beliefs. The justice indicated they may avoid making a complete distinction between on and off-campus speech or fashioning a legal test encompassing all possible scenarios schools may face. So what they're really saying is they're not going to make that distinction between what is on-campus speech and what is off-campus speech and how schools can monitor those. They're going to kind of leave it up to more individual review because there are so many different scenarios that could happen. I'm frightened to death of writing a standard, Liberal Justice Stephen Breyer said. That standard would be like, if this happens, then do this, and not leaving room for those different individualized scenarios. The court could also issue a narrow ruling in Levy's favor that does resolve the broader question of school regulation of off-campus speech. The justices seem skeptical that Levy's post was sufficiently disruptive of the school environment to have warranted the punishment she received. So they're kind of saying, like, yeah, the school went overboard in this case. Like, she didn't deserve that harsh of a punishment. So we can go ahead and add that to your research notes. The justices were like, yeah, she got punished unfairly. Peeved because she was denied a spot in a tryout for the varsity cheerleading team after being a member of the JV squad as a 9th grader, Levy, age 14 at the time and currently 18, made a profanity-laced Snapchat post. On a Saturday, while at a convenience store in Mahoney City, she posted a photo of her and a friend raising their middle fingers, adding a caption using the same curse word 4 times to voice their displeasure with cheerleading, softball, school, and quote, everything. Mahoney Area High School banished her from the cheerleading team for a year. I feel like this was such a nice little description of that Snapchat post compared to like what it actually said. It's just they described it very tastefully. Conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh said the school's response seemed like an overreaction. She blew off steam like millions of other kids have when they're disappointed about being cut from the high school team or not being in the starting lineup, Kavanaugh said. Pryor said that if using swear words away from school merits discipline, I mean, my goodness, every school in the country would be doing nothing but punishing. I know you guys never swear outside of school, but some kids do. Some justices raised hypothetical scenarios showing their concern over protecting student expression, including if a student wears a Black Lives Matter t shirt, carries a Confederate flag, or refuses to call transgender students by the names they have adopted. That sharp line I think you're trying to draw between on campus and off campus, how does that fit with modern technology? If a text or a snap is sent from the park and it's read in the cafeteria, is that off campus or on campus? Chief Justice John Roberts asked an ACLU attorney. Fellow conservative Justice Samuel Alito expressed concern about bullying and speech aimed at other students, but said if we're going to address the broad issues, then I, for one, think we need clear rules that protect freedom of speech. Okay, so from these two different paragraphs, we can kind of see that these justices are pointing out how what is considered on-campus and off-campus speech can be really blurry or a real gray area spot. We can go ahead and add that to our research notes. It's not really supportive of either one, but it's pointing out a very important fact, right? Justices are pointing out how what is considered on-campus and off-campus speech. Scroll down so you guys can see. Can be blurry, especially with modern technology. Levy and her parents sued the district, seeking reinstatement as a cheerleader and a judgment that her First Amendment rights had been violated. Lower courts ruled in her favor. The Supreme Court's eventual decision would affect public schools as governmental institutions, but not private schools.